Hi, this is Joseph Tanya from goodmonday.com. On the 8th of October 2013, it was reported that in a hospital there were rats found. Not just rats found, but it's a proliferation of rats that have been invading the hospital for the past 10 years. Now, what's really interesting is the doctors in this hospital are so used to the rats that they are no longer called rats, they are called pets. And when this matter was brought up to the nurses and doctors, you know what is the response? The response is this sort of thing is so common and everyone is used to it. So, what's the leadership lesson that we can learn from this particular episode where rats can even be called pets? Let me explain. Let's assume we have two countries here, country A and country B. In country A, rats are such a common sight. It is something which is tolerated. It is something that exists side by side with the citizens, something that we accept. Something where people would say, what's the use? There's nothing much we can do about it. They are here to stay, and whatever we do won't make any difference. So this is where the rats are tolerated. Whereas in another country, the very sight of even a single rat in a restaurant or in a place of business would shut down the operations immediately. Action would be taken and the owner of the premise would land into hot soup. So rats in this particular environment is not tolerated. In fact, action is taken very quickly. So you have got rats here and rats here, but two very different culture and two very different environment. What can we learn? Now, most organizations have got no trouble setting vision statement, quality policies, customer service goals, and this is how we treat our employees and so on. So setting standards of excellence, it's no big deal. But what happens on a day-to-day basis over a period of time in the organization is a big deal. Let me explain. If in the beginning, deviation from the standard of excellence is spotted and nothing is done about it, in fact, words that come into common use are words like, well, it's okay, what can we do? This is how we used to be doing it. So what's the big deal? Things are never going to change. This is how it has been done in the past. And slowly but surely, this language of tolerance drifts the organization further and further away from the standard of excellence into a culture of tolerance. In other words, what is evil, what is defined as evil in the beginning, when tolerated and embraced over the long run, becomes standards of what is acceptable, and sometimes even what is wrong can be accepted as what is good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the situation where rats have turned into pets. What is considered as evil, what is considered as non-acceptable in the beginning stages of implementation because it's been tolerated, because standards are not enforced, people give excuses and they do not take action. That which is considered as deviation in the past have right now become common practice. And it is no wonder in the particular hospital that is in spotlight, even doctors and nurses treat the rats as pets because they have become commonplace. As a manager, as a leader, as an executive, what can you do to make sure that you stop this downward slide before the rats become pets? Step number one is to act quickly. Whenever there is a deviation from standards of excellence, whenever there is a performance that is below par, Whenever people fall away from standard operating procedures, you need to confront and take action quickly, preferably take action within 24 hours, because if you're quiet about it and you do not act quickly when deviation is spotted, then what is tolerated is taken as consent and it becomes part of your culture. Silence is not golden in this sense. Number two, take all feedback seriously, especially feedback from end users, customers. It could be people from another department that is on the receiving end of your services. All feedback must be taken seriously, because feedback taken seriously in the initial stages show the rats for who they really are. Because the longer you don't listen to feedback, well, the more you are used to the rats, and eventually they just exist side by side with you. Thirdly, do not be stingy. Most organizations make investments in infrastructure, make investment in buildings, make investments in technology. They invest in what is external, but stingy when it comes to developing people, stingy when it comes to investing in people's strengths, stingy when it comes to coaching and mentoring them and helping them to grow in their attitude and helping them to set personal goals. The thing is this: if all the infrastructure and externals are in place, but if you're stingy in investing in people who operate the external structure, then you are going to have a situation where bad behavior, bad character, and people who operate according to their area of weaknesses and not strengths is tolerated, and this will eventually cause the rats to look like pets as well. Don't be stingy when it comes to investing in your people. So there you have it. 3 strategies to stop the rats from infiltrating your organizations. Act quickly, treat feedback seriously, and then please be generous in developing your people in their area of strengths. Think about it. This is Joseph Tan here from goodmonday.com. Thanks for watching.